There's the MyAntennas end-fed half-wave 4010 antenna matchbox, and over here you can see a very short length of RG174 going into the window. The other side is the QCX transceiver, and it goes straight up for about almost 30 feet, okay? And then it goes out to that pine tree out there. That's about I don't know, 25 feet away, and then it goes down, and you can see the end insulator right there. So overall, I have what looks like a half square antenna, although it's not really a half square, or an inverted U, end fed. I've got both vertical and horizontal polarization, and Danny, the owner of MyAntennas, he modeled this for me, and he tells me that I've got a nice low angle radiation on 20 meters, and on 40 meters I have a nice omnidirectional pattern. Obviously it works. I can make some improvements to it. I can even make it a little bit higher. But what the heck? I'm working the world under relatively lousy sunspot conditions, using just 1 or 2 or 3 watts of power, and sometimes well under 1 watt if I'm using a 9-volt transistor battery. And I'm getting, you know, decent, considering the power level, I'm getting decent signal plus noise to noise ratio reports from the reverse beacon network, and I'm making contacts. So what the heck, I'm happy. Okay, there's the 40 meter QCX transceiver. It's hooked up to an Elecraft DL1 dummy load, which also happens to have the a 1N34A diode that represents about a 0.25 volt diode loss, which we'll figure in when we do the equation. But I'm connected to a Fluke DMM, and for power I've got 8 AA batteries. So let's hit the key and see how much voltage we're generating here. Alright, let's call that 8.8 volts, okay? Remember that, 8.8 volts. Okay, the Elecraft dummy load comes with a formula for getting the average power output in watts from the DC, the rectified DC voltage. It's your volts DC plus the diode voltage drop, which of course you wouldn't have if you weren't going to the dummy load, squared, divided by 25. I don't know why they're using 25. I checked it out, and that's what they want to use. I thought it would be 50 for 50 ohms, because it's a 50 ohm load. But anyway, we won't argue with Elecraft. They seem to know what they're doing. So we got a total of 9.05 volts. We put it into the formula here and work our way down. We end up with an average output of 3.27 watts for 12 volts, represented by 8 AA batteries. Okay? There you go. This QCX transceiver can work on anywhere between 6 volts and 16 volts. Supposedly I can get 5 watts at 16 volts. I haven't tried that yet, but you know what, for the heck of it, let's see what we get in a 9-volt transistor battery. Hang on. Okay, back with you. Alright, there's a 9-volt transistor battery. It's actually registering 8.19 volts. So let's go over here, press the key, and we're generating, let's call that 5.9 volts, okay, for argument's sake. Let's go do the computation again now, okay? Okay, and a 9-volt transistor battery that was only putting out through the dummy load 5.9 volts. We add in the 1N34A voltage drop, and then we reapply the formula, and we come up with 1.5 volts, or I'm sorry, 1.5 watts output on the 8 volts from the transistor radio battery. That would be the little square battery. I put it away. So that's actually not too bad. Now let me show you some averages here. Alright, I'm hooked up with the QCX to a couple of computer speakers here. Get a feel for what it sounds like. .40's in pretty bad shape today. Just not hearing anything. Prop report calls it fair. A lot of QSB. Never could tell. There we go. Virginia Beach. Not bad for 8 AA cells, huh? 579. Guess we done lost them, huh? Well, so much for 40 meters. We all know what that's like, right? It's here and then it's gone. Interesting. That distortion is coming from the computer speakers, I'm sure. Oh well, you get the idea. It's a cute little rig, it works. It's fun to play with. Of course, it doesn't have a lot of the fine qualities of something like an Electrocraft KX2 or a KX3, both of which I'm very familiar with. But remember, it was a kit. I ordered her from England. It got shipped from Japan, where it's kitted, and it only cost me $49. And I'm having a ball with it. It's just so much fun. Little straight key here is actually a micro switch, and as you saw, it works pretty darn good. All right. Sorry, I lost a Virginia Beach fella. Would have been interested in working him. Maybe he was Navy or ex-Navy. Who knows? Maybe he just had a bad day with his rig. I don't know. Oh well. 73 from WB2LQF.